Okay, so I'm going to go through my Oracle decks and tarot cards, and I'm going to show you which ones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to donate or give away to a bookstore or Goodwill. I'm going to be keeping the Moonology deck by Yasmin Boland. I know I had done a review on this one, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty good. Now that, especially now that I've learned more astrology, and I just feel like the moon cycles can correspond to helping clients use them as markers or as kind of remembrances of the reading, and also to think back about like when the moon in Capricorn comes up, and maybe that can trigger them to think about what they've gone through and where they've been, how far they've come since their last reading. And so I kind of do like this a lot more now. So that's going to be a keep. At first, I wasn't too sure about it. I am going to be keeping Radleigh Valentine's Angel Tarot. I have a client that loves angel card readings at the end of her spread, and they have some pretty good messages. It has the oracle, the tarot, major and minor arcana, and I'm going to keep that. And of course, I'm keeping my Blue Oracle because I designed it, and they're just fun cards at the end of a reading, and I'm going to use them more often now that we're coming up into the season. And then, of course, I'm going to be keeping the Mystic Mondays Tarot by Grace Duong because I've used it for years, and of course I'm going to keep doing that, but I do need to expand my horizons into a different deck. I'm going to probably get rid of this Cosmic Oracle Tarot, but I might just keep it because it's kind of like, it's a funny deck. It says Universe Mysteries. I know I had done the reading on this one, and it had some cards that were misspelled, I believe, and so, or there was one that was, and I can't remember when it was, because it's been a while. Cause this is basically just sat on my, oh, here it is. Challenges has a B instead of an H. And it's interesting. Oh, here's another one. This night is misspelled. So this could be good for journaling, like if you make a junk journal or something like that. But on TikTok, I've seen people use these, and they have like 3 cards, and they're making up an entire story with them. This one's commitment. Things are getting serious. They'll make a whole story about the one card. I see them this and this. And I heard someone go on for like 15 minutes on the one card. I was just like, they should write books. Because when I read what the card means and what it says. I don't go on about it. I don't be like, they're like in your neighborhood. They're in your apartment complex. Like, there's a whole thing. So I think that's been like really interesting. And watching it was kind of tiring, actually. But so I'm probably going to junk journal this or something. So that's going to go off my table because it's just taking up space. The Angel Number Oracle by the Pulp Girls. I had done a review on this, and I thought it was just okay. I had high hopes for it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. I had said that the artwork was kind of repetitive on a lot of cards. They aren't really what, I don't know. I expected more from artwork, but I'm an artist. I grew up in an art family, so I guess, like when you're doing design, it's fine to use graphic design to enhance your images, but sometimes they get a little too much. I like the fuzziness. I think that's kind of cool, but I think they could have made it more velvety or more texturized, like a felt or velvet material. It would have looked nice because the Romance Tarot is like that. But do you see how they're kind of like the Sims similar? They could have done a different color scheme. I guess one has a little bit of a different shade, but not much. And they do have their logo, their trademark on there, which I get. But just a little much. They could have put it in the design on the backs or something like that instead of on the actual card. And it kind of throws me off. And then 2, 1, 3, 4. I don't know if anyone sees that number. They might. Some of these are pretty good, like the average standard ones. But this is more for like personal use because it has guidebook, which I know the guidebook is somewhere probably in my shelf in my closet, my bookshelf. I have a bookshelf in my closet, which is kind of interesting but cool. So, you would probably want to just use this for yourself. I'm really not using it. And I don't use it for personal readings either. I kept it on my table in case I was going to, but I haven't. This is one that I'd like to get into, this Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. I haven't had time to get into this. Can you believe that? I bought this years ago, and maybe I'll do an unboxing review. I really like the colors, and I am into the chakras and the corresponding with the, you know, the astrology. So I will be keeping that one. So I'll put that over there. And then the Higher Self Oracle by Deanna Marie Riddick. I always like these kind of boxes sometimes, but it makes me feel like I should buy it. This one I think is okay. This is also oracle cards. I like to use oracle cards over my tarot spread or my readings for people. Some of these are pretty cool artworks. I'm not going to complain about it. I like the dark on light design. And so I'll probably keep it since this is a newer one for me and I haven't really used it much. If it doesn't get used, then I'll donate it. So that's going to be a keeper. The other ones that I had thought about getting rid of, all of these Collette, Bear, and Reid ones, I had considered getting rid of. But when I look at them, they're actually pretty nice. And this is also before the AI era, AI art thing. So Collette, Bear, and Reid, I do like it. And these are also oracle cards. So pretty nice, pretty nice. So I'll keep them because I like the images. I like the designs. They're pretty. I can't complain. There's nothing bad about them. They're nice colors. See cover illustration by Jean Della, I can't say it, Grottaglia, and cover by Tricia Breidenthal. So, and there's probably someone else who did the artwork in the inside. So that's a keeper. I'm also going to keep the Enchanted map. See, it says Oracle cards by Collette, Bear, and Reid. But when you open them up, the surprising part is they are tarot. Here's the moon card and all the different elements, all the different suits and stuff. So it has the major and the minors, which I thought they were oracle cards, but I'm glad that they're tarot cards because I prefer tarot. They're just large cards and they can make your hands fatigued to have small hands. And I don't use them for a full day of work. If I booked, I might use them for personal use or if I have a couple of readings, but they're nice cards. But it says oracle cards, but it's more like a tarot deck, which is I find interesting. Whereas this one says oracle and they are oracle. So, but that's fine because they're both really nice. So. And then there is Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. And these are pretty. And I like the design, I like the artwork. I like that it does refer to some chakras on here, on some of them. So this is a newer one for me too, so I'll probably keep it and use it as well. I like them. Oops. So there's that. Oh, another one by Collette, Bear and Reid, The Dreamweaver's Oracle by illustrated by Joel Nakamura is another one that I like artwork. I do. It has really cool designs. I know there's one with a whale. It's one of my favorites. It's very pretty. Oops, sorry if that was loud. I like the colors. It has some numerology on it. These are also like oracle cards you can use over your tarot. So that's pretty. Of course, you know, the age of AI, you know, art and artwork and the use and the way art is designed is going to change. It has changed and it will continue to change a lot, but I'm going to keep those. Let's see, what do I have back here? I have the Wishcraft, which is pretty cute. I thought I would use these more than I do, but I don't really use them. They're nice. I get confused as to what side is what. So I think that like these designs are the backs. It always gets me confused because, you know, I have dyslexia. So, yeah, this way. Okay, so yeah, all these designs and they have a lot of pretty interesting. It's kind of weird little oracle deck because it has like all these interesting little photos on the back. which I think the colors are pretty. This is another one to do some good junk journaling with, or to frame and put like as artwork, or even a book. I probably use these as bookmarks because they have like little positive messages on them. You know, this one says, I am a good leader. This one says, my voice is heard in the world. You know, I thought I was going to be doing more inspirational readings for people, but people don't really ask for that. They just want me to answer their questions, be done, and or do angel messages and or like oracle messages more so. And these are just too simplistic. So I think I might actually use these bookmarks because they're also kind of hard to shuffle with this kind of rectangular shape. As you can see, I can't even get them back in the box. There we go. So that's probably what I'm going to do with these. So I'm gonna put them over here in my desk over here. The other cool one that I thought I would like a lot was the fortune cookies, and I like this. And of course, it was like really cool with the Year of the Dragon. These have some more interesting messages. These would be good for live or at the end of a tarot reading. I do like the colors, and they have like the messages aren't as simplistic. So I'm probably going to keep these. I wasn't too sure about that, but I'm probably going to keep these. These are pretty cute actually, and I like the design. And then of course I have the Gummy Bear tarot back here, and I think I do use it a good amount, by US Game Systems, which I don't know who that is. I guess it's a corporation, or it's in Inc. INC, it's Inc. So, but I do like the Gummy Bears. This is a great idea, and you can read what the card is very clearly. So that's good for me because since I have dyslexia, I have also discovered that I just really do struggle with reading Roman numerals. That's the thing. So we'll be keeping those. And then I have the Crow Tarot Pocket Edition. I had a hard time buying this at Barnes & Noble because it was behind the register, and the girl was getting irritated with me for wanting to look at all the tarot and oracle cards in the back while behind the register, because it was behind the register, and she just wanted me to pick one and go away. She was not very nice about it. So I did, and this is what I picked because I like crows, I like ravens. MJ Cullinane, I can't say it. Even though these are Roman numerals, I have gotten used to them, and I do like the ravens and the crows, so I'm going to keep them. I haven't had a problem reading them. I don't know, maybe because the artwork is pretty specific to the card, and I like it. I like the design. I like the backs. I like the cards, the size of the cards. I like the design of all of it. That's a keeper. Let's see, what else do I have here? So I have the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. See, this says Tarot Oracle deck. So watch out for that if you're buying cards, because when I first started buying cards, I was like, oh, interesting. John Holland, you know, who could go wrong with John Holland, right? He's a world famous person. And so these are some interesting designs. They are just one word. They're one word cards. They're large cards. I have a hard time with large cards because I get sore hands at the end of my workday, and they're hard to shuffle for me. So I do like that it has the chakras in it. I do like that a lot. But I don't really use them, and they're just kind of simplistic. And I like the artwork. I think it's okay. It looks like stuff that was designed when we were like in elementary school, you know. I do like them. I'm just probably going to gift them because I just haven't been using them either. I think that I've grown tired of them. The next one is the Good Tarot by Collette, Bear, and Reid. Clearly, I like the design and the way they do things. Of course, Hay House is now there. She's a part of Hay House. Same thing with these. I really like the designs and the artwork, which is always like something I've been into. As you can see, it's really cool. These are also just simplistic, one word or two words, follow the lyric. This has been like, I used to use these in my live readings. Same thing with these very large cards. And they're just too simplistic for me. And there's another ones that have just sat on my table and have not really done much. So this is also going to go away, be gifted. So another deck that I also really, really like is this one, the Angel Tarot. I'm trying to remember who makes these. I don't have the box anymore. It's a big square box, and I'm trying to remember who makes these. But anyways, I've done a review on it because I like it a lot. Because I have a client that really likes Angel Tarot read or Oracle read. And so this is the same thing with this one. This has the major and the minor arcanas. I like the artwork. It does always seem, this has been an amazing deck for me. Of course, you know, you never know. It could be just a practitioner's preference. But when I do my tarot spread and then I read angel cards over that, a lot of times the same cards will come out as the ones that are reflected in the 10 card or the 5 card spread, and it will add more to my reading. So I really like the Angel Tarot, and I can just put it in the description if you want it. So that one and the Radleigh Valentine one is definitely going to be keepers for me. And let's see, this deck here is round. I thought I would like the round cards. They're difficult to shuffle. They're okay. This is also by Grace Duong, and it's the Mystic, Mystic, oops. I like the box, as you can see. I should just put this in my junk journal. Mystic Mondays. It also came in a big square box, but the cards actually fit in a small box, so I got rid of the box and kept the small box for these cards. And these are also like tarot cards. Excuse me. They're okay. They're, like I said, they're kind of weird to shuffle, kind of, sort of, in a way. Not too bad. You know, if you do this, it's not too bad. I also get confused with the backs with the fronts because my brain has, like, okay, I realize the colorful side is the backs. These are the fronts. And these can be kind of interesting to read. They're really hard to read if you sometimes if you wear glasses or contacts, these can be hard to read because they're super tiny. It says, basically Aries, Taurus, and if you're a wheel, it's not going to be too bad because it's, basically the astrology wheel, and it has the ascendant and the descendant and medium coily, the midheaven. I think they're okay. Sometimes if I'm doing an astrology reading and someone says, well, I need to be pointed to some direction in my chart, or what should I be focused on or highlighted on, sometimes I will say, hey, I can pull some astrology cards and then we can focus on a house or something in your chart, possibly, or, especially if I've already told them a few things that are kind of concerning, but they're concerning, to kind of add an extra reading to the service. And people have liked it, but it's not been necessary or pertinent or anything like that. And so I might just gift these because a lot of times they just sit in my desk here, so I might just gift them away, especially now that I do know my astrology correspondences with my tarot deck. Like, for instance, like the King of Wands is Aries, so I really don't need that kind of a deck. And actually I was expecting more from that deck, but I get it. I mean, it depends on the person. The one I am going to be keeping is the Crystal Tarot. This was something that I had gotten and when I bought some herbs and some oils and that kind of thing, and they gifted this, I think, to me. It was on sale, or it could have been on sale at a discount. And it came all thrashed and beat up, the Crystal Tarot, but it's very pretty, and I like the blue design on the back, and it has, some pretty nice designs, really interesting. They look like stained glass, and I've taken stained glass classes before, and it just reminds me of my past, and I kind of like them. They're pretty easy to read. I like that they have these different Italian words, and these, like, this does have some Roman numerals, and then some of them don't. It's kind of quirky and fun. It's kind of interesting, but I'm always able to read them and tell what they are. It could be because the artwork is specific to what it says. Like this one says 8 of Pentacles, and these other ones have 5. Moving on. I like that. So I'm going to be keeping this one. And then we have the Prism Oracle. This one was gifted to me. I like bright colors, so this has always worked for me. The problem with Prism Oracle is that I don't really use it very often. I was using it quite often because I kind of was doing aura readings, and I would do aura card readings, and I had a client that was into it for a while, so I did use them. So I think that would be the only reason why I would keep them, because they were really good. And she liked them. So, but they have like one word, and they're very simple. But I like the artwork, I like the designs, I like the colors. And like I said, I've used them for readings before, and they've worked for the aura readings. So, aura calling on aura for focus on a specific area in life or body, and it's been nice. So I am going to be keeping that one. So the Folklore Tarot is, I thought I would really like it, by Rowan Ortins, but I kind of haven't been using it. I really, really love the highlighted liquid, you know how it's got the shimmery highlights, matte and glossy. I really like that, but I don't use them because I don't, maybe I'm just not connected to them. They have Roman numerals, and they make me kind of struggle sometimes when I'm tired. You know, like this kind of thing makes my mind go, okay, and it's very thin, and it's kind of a lot. I do love, love, love the imagery though. So maybe I will have to think about these. They're just beautiful cards, and it does come with a very, very hefty booklet. They're very generous with that. So I might just sit down with it and just study with it for a while to get more used to it, to like bond with it. I think that's what I need to do. I just can't bring myself to donate these because they're beautiful. So I'm going to keep them. Let's see. And then, of course, I have my all-time favorite. I think it's called the Romance Tarot, or they're love cards. This is also another one where the box is really big, and I didn't keep the box because it fell apart. But these are amazing. I had these for years and years and years, and I love them. And I think this one is kind of like what I was talking about, how a card can look like it has like it has like embroidery on it, on the design. Let's see if I can find it. These might be fading too, but they look like they're cut out with paper on some of them, or they're drawn with pastels. Some of them look like graphic design. So I really like the variety in it, and it has some really good keywords, and it also has the major and minor arcana in it, and I do like that a lot. And I'm trying to find the one that looks like a lot like embroidery. So this one looks like pastels, or like a pin and kind of thing, or a combination. They are really nice. I also like how they incorporated gems with this. Oh, this is like the ones how it looks like embroidery, you can see. So they're beautiful, and I use them for love readings because there are an actual tarot deck, and I love the colors. So these I will always keep on my little shelf here, and I will use them and continue to use them. This one is the Affirmators Tarot, and this is another one where they put their name on their backs, which I guess I get it. I really like the linen feel of them. They're very large cards, and they are fatiguing on the hands, but I love the artwork, and they also are tarot cards, and so I do like to use them. They're breaking in nicely. They have a nice linen feel. They're nice. I'm going to keep them. I like the imagery. I like the animal imagery. They're safe to use online because remember I was telling you before, you can get popped or yelled at for, TikTok or YouTube can go naughty, naughty. We don't want to see any nudie images. I don't know. I've had that problem before, so I'm not going to keep decks that have that. So this is why I have the ones that I have, because I don't have anything like that. And then, of course, I have the Yes, No, Maybe So Oracle deck, which is mine, which is also just keywords about, fun keywords about, after a reading, I guess on over a 10 or a 5 card type spread, and to add keywords of yes, no, or asking questions, people who want quick questions over their yes or no, maybe over their tarot deck spread. That was what this was for. That's what this is for, and that's what I use it for. And I do like it because I made that for myself. It's another one I made for myself. So, you know, I also have it in the super glossy. Like this is the super glossy, and the other, that one is like a matte version. So, but the matte version does chip easier on the sides, but it's more of a matte. This is very, 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 very slick. So, but it holds up better and it looks shinier and the images look brighter, which is what I like. So I am going to be keeping that, using that one. And I think that's it. So I'm getting rid of probably this one, the astrology one by Mystic Mondays. I've done reviews on that. I'm going to use this one for bookmarks and little, bookmarks on my books that I read. And I'm going to get rid of the cosmic oracle thing and then the angel number. So I'm not getting rid of as many as I thought I was, because I was thinking that I was going to be, but I'm not actually getting rid of that many. But I'm making up room and making up space for I have three I think new decks coming in. The bigger ones that are taking a lot of space are these, which I'm going to donate. They're nice, but I'm getting rid of these and making room for something new. I need something fresh and new to work with. So I just wanted to let you know about why I would use these others more so than these, and just for entertainment purposes. And thanks for watching. And if you are looking to buy oracle or tarot decks, I hope I gave you some pointers as to like which ones you might want to buy for yourself if you've not bought some before, and things like that. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.